I'm John. I can't say where I'm now, as compared with many other time travelers of that time. I'm not ready to be searched for. Despite the fact that I asked to close my face, I do not want to be at risk. I'm different from other time travelers in many things. For example, by that, I'm your guest. Yes, I came from the year 4000. Are you surprised? I know it is shocking information, but I come from the future. I lived there all my life. I was the leader of one of the car building company. I was a co-founder of Zoocar. Our cars were different from yours, both by kind and capabilities. By the way, nobody works at our company. Starting from the initial stage to the last, everything is mechanized. Now you can argue with me, saying that it is the same at your companies. Your companies are also mechanized, yeah, and people do not do difficult and hard work. But your machines are simply the instruments. They cannot replace the person. If there is no human, they will turn into pieces of metal. But in our company, except such kind of machines which do physical work, we have smart machines. I'm not talking about machines with large functionalities, but about really smart machines, which had an artificial intellect, which could fully replace the role of human in car building. Those robots didn't do only physical work, but also sketching concept and design of the cars. For you to know what kind of robots of 4000 years, I can tell you simply, electronic human. They were like human, even surpass in some cases. You know, in some cases even better, stronger and smarter. In comparison with human, they were immortal. They didn't have natural death, as we do. And even if the robots were destroyed during the war, the data of their intellect were preserved in the database of the corresponding country. If one wanted to use them again, it was possible to do it in any time with a new shape, but the same intellect and memory. This is one of their advantages. They are incredibly stronger than people. It's impossible to win the robot under the same condition during the war, even if you are 3 or 4 or 5 persons. To be honest, I will say that people from the year 4000 differ from people this time you are living. They are two different creatures. People of present time live maximum 90 years, while in general they live from 65 to 80, not counting the diseases because of which many young people die. For example, for the year 4000, it is possible to live like 200 years, because they are injected from their childhood. These injections provide them with health and prolong their life. For example, I am 132 years old, but I look like 20 or 25 years in comparison with you. So you mustn't surprise to know that they live so long. But how they all fit on the globe? Maybe you have just thought about it. I will say directly, there are not so many people on the globe. There are about 5 billion. They spread throughout the galaxy and even outside it. I can explain it with a simple example. Imagine that you moved to Europe from America. It's the same now, as if in future you moved from the Earth to Andromeda Galaxy, to live there to old age. Changing the galaxy was the same as if you crossed the ocean and went to another land. For example, I went to study to Andromeda. Of course, you are interested in it if in future people met the aliens. Yes, of course they met. The main question was that our galaxy is very far from those galaxies where is the life. And the rest of galaxies are next to each other. And even there are such galaxies where the life too, it is very unusual to be here, because this life is very strange for me. It is very difficult to agree the fact that I could never return back. It was happened because of my being interested and stupid. Yeah. As I have already said, I am a co-founder of the car building company. I have traveled very much around the whole universe. I was in all places and planets where living was not dangerous. I have a great amount of money and I can afford myself to everything I want. I decided to implement my dream and travel by time machine. By the way, I would like to say that such kind of travel to the future is very primitive, as if having Wi-Fi nowadays, but unlike Wi-Fi, it is not legal. And if you are caught while you are doing this, you would be very sorry for that. If you are a scientist who sells for time machine traveling possibility, you can be punished to death. The reason is very clear. If you travel by time machine, you can change something in future, as me when I'm doing now, and tell about it to you. But when the law was the cause that people did not do what they want, does your law stop you from being templated to travel to the future? And so I have found such a scientist who only for 25,000 HM coin agreed to send me to the past, or to be concrete, to 2012 year. And so I have been here for 6 years. Oh, but first I would like to say what is HM coin. It is cryptocurrency, with the help of which different transactions are made in future. I want to pay your attention on that fact, that physically money does not exist. Any money transaction is carried out with cryptocurrency. But don't be in a hurry to buy all cryptocurrency, because they will take out dollar out of the market in 3200 years. But you will not live so long, and in 4000 years it is the only money, and they have normal price, but not any cosmetic numbers. Frankly speaking, I like your $1 very, very much. I always keep $1 as a talisman. Okay, and now let's return back to my traveling, which is performed by electricity. The human's body is electrified. This is the basis of travel. My travel had to continue only from 30 to 60 minutes, but I have been here already for 6 years. Maybe the scientist was arrested, I don't know, but the fact is that I am here. Now let's return to the machines I have already begun to tell you about, and then interrupted myself by another explanation. There is no roads on the ground, there are green trees and flowers everywhere. The design of our cars is different. But I have a surprise for you. I decided to bring some photo with me as an evidence, and I have brought it and show it to you. This is a picture which was taken by me in the company, and this is my lovely model DR18, which you could see here near robots. Who are the robots I have told you about? Robots who have artificial intellect. These robots make such cars. It is very easy to drive the cars of future, and it's impossible to make an accident. These cars are so smart that in case you want to hit it, you couldn't do it. Its sensors will not let you to do it. I always was the cars fan, you know. That is why I began to do this business. But I must be honest to say that when in 2012 I first get in the car, took the wheel of your car, I had a euphoria. No car of future could be compared with yours. And no one A road can be compared with asphalt. To tell the truth, don't want these cars to be disappeared. Yeah, I don't want it. The best and enjoyable thing of 4000 year was one thing. There was no traffic jam. I would like to tell you about future gadgets, because you know everything depends on them. Every second everybody is busy with its phones or planchettes, communicates, watches videos, plays games, and etc. In future, all these devices will be changed into one equipment which looks like your smartwatches. You wear it on your hands, but it is connected to your brain and only thinking you can send letters, you can communicate with the help of telepathy with your friends who are far away. Imagine you to be in constant contact with everybody at the same time. And what about internet? In future it is free of charge and it's everywhere where people live on every planet or galaxy. And what about computer games? You know, when I first saw your computer games, I couldn't keep myself from laughing. How could you play with computer? To press the buttons. In our time, you are so busy with the game, you only put on the hat which cuts you fully from the real life, and you are fully drawn into the game. You play only with real people. You also can choose the moment you feel the pain when you are hit by somebody or when somebody shoots you. You can choose the game during which you can forget everything. Who are, in what game you are. I imagine how it is extreme. This is the game, but not to click on the buttons and so the first day when I was in your time period, I was very wondered at your animals. Many dogs, birds, cats. In future, you can see cats and dogs only in the zoo. but there are no birds in the sky at all. They had been destroyed not to disturb the flying cars. First day here was very difficult. Everything was dangerous and horribly. I appeared in a very unsafe district. The first thing I saw were the dogs running up to me. I was running away about 300 meters. To tell the truth, I liked your period of time. Life is interesting and real. But in the year 4000, you always are in video games and people are like robots. I'm jealous that you were born here. I was very jealous when I saw your films and listened to the music and know your culture. In my times, there was no music and no films, and films were only documentaries. They were telling about factories or planets, galaxies. We hadn't creative art. The only privilege in future is the health. Yeah, imagine no illness and long life. One of my friends was 600 years old. Yeah. By the way, the immortality will be possible in future because they were going to put conscious in robot mechanisms. The only reason we had death in future was human body. After some 100 years, it wasn't able to accept a new organ, and people were dying from the body exhaustion. The other privilege was the conqueror of the great universe. The possibility of each person to be in open space and to travel between planets. But in other cases, this time is better. This time is better, yeah, for sure. It is almost 6 years I am here, and there is nothing to regret for. But I am sure that you would like the idea of traveling to the year 4000. Because we always want everything we haven't. Thank you all for attention and especially ApexTV. They helped me to tell my story.